How's it going, everybody? David Hedge here, House Hedge Gaming, and today we're looking at a game that finally released after I played through the Universal monsters, the American monsters, the Greek monsters, and the World of Monsters. But now we get to delve a little bit deeper in the dungeons where dragons may be. So let's unbox and see what's inside Horrified Dungeons and Dragons by Ravensburger. All right, here we go. Horrified Dungeons and Dragons. Terror is in the eye of the beholder. So this is a 1 to 5 player game, and let us see what's inside. Now I've already cut the tape because me and plastic and tape are not the best of friends. So let's open this up. Oh, all right. This has to be one of the coolest boxes. Look at this. It's a mimic. They made the box into a mimic. And I love it that the board itself is basically the mouth, the maw of the mimic. Excellent job on that. That is so cool. I like that. We will take a look at that board in just a minute. God, that's both amazing and yet creepy as all get out at the same time. Like, look at that. Like the back of it's like it's something. I really do enjoy that though. All right. So we got the player's manual, which looks like a classic D&D module, which is perfect. As always, we have the rule layout. This will give you the little differences in the game as well, because I guarantee there's a few things that are different here than what we would have in previous games. So let's go ahead and move that to the side. And let's go ahead and take a look at the big bads for this game. So we got 4 different ones from the way it looked on the back of the box, but let's go ahead and check it out. So we have, of course, the Mimic. We should have figured they're going to have a Mimic because of the box here. But we have the Mimic. We have a Beholder, which is amazing. We have a Red Dragon. We have the Displacer Beast, one of my favorite creatures in D&D. And then we have, oh, what's this? The Red Dragon's Horde. Okay, so this is basically like a two-step thing that what we have for if I weren't supposed to flip that over, I do apologize for that. But it's similar to what we had with Cthulhu when World of Monsters. So you have different steps to the Red Dragon. So that's actually really cool that they had to make the Red Dragon the big bad, the big bad for the game. So that's really nice. All right, so we have the tokens that you're going to be able to use. And let's go ahead and open this up. If you see an edit right here, this means that the plastic did me in, and I'll have to cut this. So I'll be right back. Yep, I was right. I had to cut the wrapper. So far plastic 11,743. Me 2. So here we have the different items that you'll be able to get. They have them color coded this time, not just on the borders. So you have to look at the different areas here, and not just that, but if you take a look, uh, so you have not only the different colors but different shapes. So this does help it to where if you have a player that is colorblind, this will actually help them out to be able to play the game with you as well, because some of them will have like you have to discard blue items or yellow items or stuff like that. This should be able to help out with that. But we have more items here, and then we have the ability. You get to use D20. Oh, yep. That's the way they do it. Okay, cool. So we have the wizard. So the wizard has a special action: roll a D20. 1 no effect, 2 through 8. Roll a D20. Move any monster to that location. Except Red Dragon. Move Red Dragon to a lair. 9 to 15. Roll a D20. Move any hero to that location. 16 to 19, move any hero to that location or to a location, and move to any location, gain a perk card. So they put D&D rules in here. I love that. I think that's an amazing idea. So you have the 4 actions there, and then you have the abilities. So we'll see what the other ones here. And these are like the different town folk here that you'll be able to interact with and hopefully get them to safety. Looks like we got a couple of items here for various tasks that you'll be doing. And we have the classic, the terror tracker. We have the frenzied monster. Let's go to the next one. All right, so each one of the heroes will have a special things you can roll on your d20 to be able to do some stuff. So we have the bard, we have the fighter, we have the cleric, and we have the rogue. And we'll get to the wizard in just a little bit, or warlock, excuse me, that we have. We just saw the wizard. But we have the different characters here. And these X's, something tells me they're going to be marking a lot of spots in the game. But all the characters have 4 actions, so it's something different too. We don't have characters where one character has 7 or 8 actions or 5 actions. I know I just exaggerated 7 or 8. But like a lot of the characters are having anywhere between 3 to 5 actions, so having everybody at 4, but being able to have these is really cool. So you're able to do a lot of stuff, and it's basically it's the roll of the dice. It's the way D&D is, and I really think that they did a great job of being able to give each one their own things. Let's turn to rogue here. Let's actually see this. Uh, so roll d20, no effect on a 1, 2 to 8. Share items with any and all heroes. So it doesn't have to be on your board on your space. That's really cool. 9 to 15, take 2 items from the nearest location. 16 to 19, take 2 items from the discard pile. And a 20, take 3 items from the horrified haversack. Uh, gain a perk card. All right, so we'll take a look at the haversack here in a second. So let's go on ahead and take a look at that right now. So here's what you're going to be putting all those items into. Nice little bag. I think this one's a little bit thinner than what we've had before, but it'll do the job. And I like it that there's the D&D, the Horrified Dungeons and Dragons with the dragon and the D20 right there. Definitely not a bad bag at all for what we're going to be using it for. All right, so let's take a look at these monsters. Because this, I'm excited about this. Like, so we have a giant red dragon. I think this is bigger than Cthulhu. So yeah, that red dragon is something else. I really like that. We got our D20 here. As a D&D player, I got plenty of those. So there'll be a lot to go around. And let's take a look at these other characters here that we have. So let's go ahead and bring them out here. I think the Beholder is the first one that I can recall that has like the little clear stand that signifies that it's floating. So we have the Beholder here, very nice. We have the classic Mimic on here, and we have the Displacer Beast. Really love how these turn out. Definitely gonna be getting my getting Cindy to paint those up at some point. So we can actually get those fully painted. We got the stands here for the different characters. We have the dice that we all know and love for the Horrified series. And now let's break open these and see some of the cards that we will be using in the game. All right, so let's go ahead and crack this open here. And it looks like, to go back to the monsters real quick, they're going with the multiple symbols again, like they did with the past couple sets, where these will be on the different monster cards here soon. All right, so we have our tip cards here, our turn orders, and everything. Plus, this gives us the Beholder raise. Good gracious, this is going to be that's going to be something. We'll deal with that later. All right, just when I thought, like, not only do we get a hero reference card, we need one for the Beholder's attacks. Good gracious. All right, so we have the hero phase and the monster phase reminders. So let's take a look at some of these here. I'm not going to go through them all, so you can be a little bit surprised, but we have the monster attacks. We do have Lure of Riches. Love the artwork on this. I think this is going to be the best thing about it. I think this has to have some of my favorite artwork on this game so far throughout the entire Horrified series. Savage Hunt. We got Elusive Displacement. We have, let me actually get that glare. I do apologize. Let me go back to this one because that glare definitely got it. We have the Beholder, and we have I Found You. So we're going to leave some of these other ones as a mystery for you for later on down the line. But now let's take a look at these, because these are different from what we are used to seeing. And the way this looks, I'm going to lose to another plastic wrapping. But let's see here. There we go. Yeah, I'm leaving that in. All right, so these are the perk cards, which it looks like these are probably going to be from an inn. I take it, but we'll take a look at that in a minute. So yeah, Durnan skip the next monster phase. A number of heroes may be placed at the Yawning Portal tap room. So we have that. We have Mordekainen. Move any hero, monster, or citizen up to 4 locations. This player gains the perk card if a citizen is in their safe location. All right, so we got different ways to get citizens at different areas now. And these are actually characters. They're not just, oh, that was Drizzt. Oh, crap. They're not just like random events. They're just people that are going to help you out. Let's actually go to Drizzt. The current player takes 2 additional actions. All right, that's really nice. Looks like we got several Drizzt de Erdens. And if I say that wrong, I do apologize. I always mispronounce his name. We have Ott Steel Toes. Add or subtract up to 4 from any player's D20 die roll. Can be used on monster D20s as well. Okay, so this will help against the Beholder and whatever else these monsters are going to be doing. And then we have Schemo Weird Bottle. Reroll the D20 roll, but you must accept the second result. Can be used on monsters D20 rolls. All right, so we have a lot of different things here. For the perks, I really like how these look too. Like these look like a bit of a tarot-esque type card, but I really do appreciate that. So we have all of this, but now before we get to the big finale on this, let's actually take a look at this. So this is something that they were giving away at Gen Con if you were able to purchase it at the booth for Ravensburger. However, they kept selling out, and then they finally were telling people, hey, if you want to get this, all you have to do is just show us that you ordered it from Target, and you'll be able to get it. So we're going to open this and see what the Warlock does. So we have the Warlock. Roll effects 2 through 8. Reshuffle a discarded non-citizen monster card back into the monster deck. So that's going to help you out. You'll be able to. One of the ways to lose the game is if the monster deck goes to 0 cards in it. So this will help mitigate that. So which that's actually going to be very helpful. 9 to 15. Reveal the top 2 monster cards. Place one of them on the bottom of the monster deck and the other one on top, so you can help avoid a danger. On the next monster card drawn, ignore any reference to the frenzy monster. Nice. On 19 to 20, or 16 to 19. On the 20, reduce the terror tracker by, oh, that's really good. On a D20, reduce the terror tracker by 1. Thank you for making this, Ravensburger. I'm glad I was able to get this because Lord knows I'm going to need it. Or Lords know because, well, Waterdeep and everything, they have a bunch of Lords. But we now have the placeholder for that one, the marker for that. So that's really cool. So now I'm going to cut away for 1 sec. Let me actually get the board set up so we could take a look at this thing in all of its mimic glory. And here's the board, and wow, this is nuts. I think this has to be my favorite board, not just because I'm a D&D player, but just because of how this looks. So you have the different layers that you can go to. So they're redoing the layers again, which is perfectly fine. They have the spaces numbered this time. We do have places where it looks like the dragon cannot move. So that's really going to be helpful to try to avoid the dragon if they're involved in the game. So they can't go into the castle corkscrew and they can't go into the yawning portal. So that's great. The dragon can't get a drink from there, and it looks like there's a secret passageway to get to the entry well here. Let me actually push that down a little bit. But no, you have all sorts of different iconic places that would be in the realm of D&D, and I really do appreciate how this looks. Looks like we get to do teleportation in the game, which is going to be fantastic because I'll definitely need all the help I can get to move around. But here is the board. We just saw everything else in the box. And this is what you get when you purchase the game. Let's actually take a look at the other side here. Sorry about that. That is the other side of the board. Yeah, let's go back to the other one. I think that's the second time I've said that today. And that'll probably be the last time I say it because let's just keep looking at this. This is a whole lot more appealing than the insides of a mimic. But this is the playboard, and we saw everything that you would get if you were able to get the Horrified Dungeons and Dragons by Ravensburger. Well, there you have it. That's what's inside Horrified Dungeons and Dragons. And all I gotta say is, you get a dragon, you get a beholder. That's all you really need. There's so much stuff that's going on in this, and I love the layout of the cards. I love the way the board's laid out. I'm really impressed each and every time they're able to tweak different aspects of the game to make it feel fresh and not make it feel like you're playing the exact same game over and over again, except reskinned. I think they did an amazing job with the miniatures on this, the characters you're able to have, and plus we got to see the Warlock, so that's a new one I'll be able to use and possibly lose to, and hopefully I'll have the playthrough on this some point down the line, not only solo, but get a few friends around, and maybe during the holiday season for Halloween we'll be able to break this out and have a spooky old time during the haunting season. But thank you all so much for checking out this video. If you like it, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and let everyone know that House Hedge Gaming is here for all of your gaming needs. But until next time, everyone, stay safe and take care, my friends.